me to see how we can do that. Let us explain that through this example. In this example, we need to find the answers for the equation absolute value minus 4 is equal to another absolute value. First of all, we need to recall the definition of the absolute value in general. If I have here absolute value of x, what does it mean? The absolute value actually is a distance between 2 points. Like here, absolute value of x, it means the distance between the value of x and the origin point. We can explain that on the real number. Here, if I consider this line as a real number line, and here is the 0. If I consider x at this point, so we refer to the distance between 0 and x as the absolute value. If x is here in negative, here like we can say it is, for example, like 5. So the absolute value for x is positive 5. Here, if I take x is negative 5, same, the distance will be not negative. The distance will be also plus 5. So in any case, whatever the value of x is negative or positive, the absolute value always not negative. It can be 0 when the value of x is 0. This, we can write it here in this shape. We say absolute value of x is equal to x, or equal to negative x, or equal to 0. These are the shapes we used to express about the value of the absolute value. This one when x is positive. I mean when it is greater than 0. And this one when x is negative, because when x is negative, we have to keep this not negative. That's why we put in front of x here a sign of negative also. To be negative times negative, that means it's positive. And when it's 0, x is 0, the value of the absolute value here is 0. This is the definition of the absolute value in general. Now let us go back to the equation. So in the equation here, before I start make any steps, I need just to rearrange the terms of the equation. I mean, I will write the absolute value here and this absolute value all in one side, and put the other number, which is negative 4, to the other side. So I will rewrite the equation now as absolute value of 3x plus 2, and this when come to the side will be in negative, absolute value of x minus 1 is equal to number which is positive 4, because this was negative. When I move it to the other side, change into positive. So this is the new shape of the equation. Now I will start to define each absolute value, as I did with the absolute value of x. I'll start with absolute value of 3x plus 2. After finishing that, we'll go to the other absolute value. This absolute value, we can write it in 3 shapes, which are 3x plus 2, or 0, or minus 3x plus 2. and each shape we have to write the condition in front of it, as we did with the absolute value of x. Here the condition is what's inside the absolute value will be written here. I write it greater than 0, and when we write it here we consider it is less than 0, that means it's negative, and here it's equal to 0. These are the three shapes, and this condition we can simplify it by try to moving plus 2 to the other side and then divide on a 3. So it will be x is greater than minus 2 divided over 3. This condition I wrote it here in simple form, so I will write it 3 times. Okay, these the same conditions as you see, each one in front each case. So the 3 cases are 3x plus 2 for the first condition here, and it's 0 for this condition, and it's now when I remove the brackets I multiply this negative by the inside, so it will be minus 3x minus 2. This is the definition for the absolute value of 3x plus 2. If need to explain this on the real number line, we can do that. I will draw here for you the real number line. Let me consider it this line which extend from both sides without end, that means plus infinity, and here negative infinity. Okay, and it is this the 0 for the absolute value, so I consider it anywhere like here. It is minus 2 over 3. You see now this number divided the real number line into 2 intervals. This interval when 3x plus 2 is positive, I mean at this condition, when x is greater than minus 2 over 3. So its shape will be 3x plus 2. And when it's less than here, less than this interval, which is according to this shape, minus 3x minus 2. And here is 0. This is the same meaning of what we did here algebraically. This I just explain it on the real number line. I will do the same with the other absolute value of x minus 1. We say it will be written in 3 shapes: x minus 1, or 0, or minus inside the brackets x minus 1. And each case I have to write the condition. The condition is x minus 1 here, this one should be written as greater than 0, or is equal to 0, or less than 0. What does it mean? Less than 0, it means it's negative, and this it's positive, and here is equal to 0. And to simplify this, we can just move minus 1 to the other side, will be positive, so x remain in this side, then here 1, or x equal to 1, or x is less than 1. The same conditions here, I wrote it again here. And the same 3 shapes will be written here: x minus 1 when x is greater than 1. or 0 when x is equal to 1. Or this when I multiply negative inside the brackets and remove the brackets, so it will be negative x plus 1. This when x is less than 1. This is the absolute value for x minus 1. And as what we did with the absolute value of the other term, we will do the same here, and by drawing the real number line, here the real number line, here is plus infinity here. And as you see, when x is equal to 1, consider 1 is here, so the absolute value is 0. After 1, I mean when x is greater than 1, so the rule is x minus 1. When it is less than 1, when x is less than 1, that means in the other side of 1, the absolute value is minus x plus 1. It's same as we did with the previous absolute value. So now we have the result for the absolute value gave us in the two cases. This is the first absolute value, which is give me these two rules, and the second absolute value gives me these two rules. Now we're going to combine this result together in one graph. Here I will draw the real number line to show all the result together. If you consider this is the real number line, and the first absolute value is 3x plus 2. And second absolute value is absolute value for x minus 1. The first absolute value, its 0 was at negative 2 over 3. Consider it like here. Negative 2 over 3. So it's 0 here. And before the 0, its rule is minus 3x minus 2. I write it here, minus 3x minus 2. And after this 0, it's 3x plus 2. And this rule keep going to the end, like here. Still the same rule. Okay, now for the second absolute value. It's 0, for the second absolute value, it's 0 at 1. So if we consider 1 is here, so under 1, we got in front of the absolute value of x minus 1, it's 0 here. And also this has two rules. The rule before 1, which is in this side here, we write minus x plus 1, and still without a change. After the 0, it's changed into x minus 1. So as you see here from the graph I draw, the real number line divided into three parts. This part, and this part, and this is the third part. The first part, which is the interval from negative infinity till minus 2 over 3, minus 2 over 3, we have these two rules. For the interval from minus 2 over 3 till 1, we have these two rules. For the interval from 1 to plus infinity, we have these two rules. Now, as you know from the equation we have, there's subtraction here between the two absolute values. So that means I will subtract this result from this result. That means I will subtract this from this, subtract this from this, subtract this from this. So instead of make subtraction, we just can change the sign and going to addition. So that means I can change the sign here to plus, this to minus, this to plus, this to minus, here this to minus, and this to plus. After changing the signs, we can just adding instead of subtracting. Okay, so we will add now. We will add those together. Minus 3x plus x, that means minus 2x. Minus 2 minus 1, that means minus 3. And for those 3x plus x, that means 4x. Plus 2 minus 1, that means plus 1. This is the second interval. The third interval, 3x minus x, that means 2x. Plus 2 plus 1, that means plus 3. What does it mean, all this? This means we have three intervals have different rule. Each rule will make it equal to the right hand side of the equation. This is the right hand side of the equation. So I'll take this rule, put it equal to 4. Then I'll take this rule, put it equal to 4. This, then going to the third one, put it is equal to 4. And solve each equation by this way. Understand what I mean? So the first one here, the first one, minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 4. The second rule, here is the second rule. 4x plus 1 is equal to 4. The third rule for the third interval, 2x plus 3 is equal to 4. And I'll try to solve each equation here. That means this equation split into three equations. And I will solve each equation of those. And look for the answer. It should lie on the interval which is correspond to the rule. Look for this one. Here, just move negative 3 to the other side, will be positive 3. That means minus 2x will be 4 plus 3 or 3 plus 4, whatever. That means minus 2x equal to 7. That means 1x is equal to minus 7 over 2. This answer now should be in the same interval for this rule. This rule, its interval here. This answer, it lying here. So it's lie on the interval. That's why we consider this is correct answer. So this answer, we'll take it. It's correct. We will do the same with the other rule. Here, 4x is equal to 4 minus 1, because we moved this to the other side. That means 4x is equal to 3. 4 minus 1, that means 3. So when x is equal to 3 over 4. 3 over 4, is it lie on the interval of this rule? This rule here, its interval is here. 3 over 4 here, 3 over 4. It's less than 1, as you see. 3 over 4. So it lies in this interval. So also this answer, we'll accept it. Go to the third rule. 2x plus 3 is equal to 4. That means 2x is equal 4 minus 3. Then 2x is equal to 1, which means 1x is equal 1/2, 1 over 2. Should be lie in the interval which is relating to this rule. Here's this rule is here. Its interval from 1 to infinity. Does this answer lie in this interval? No, it's not, because it's half. The half should be here. So it's not lying in this interval of this rule. So this answer will be rejected. So this answer will be rejected or refused, because it's not lying in that interval relating to the rule here. So we have only these two answers. We write here x belongs to the group consists of two elements. The first element is negative 7 over 2. The other element is 3 over 4. And that is the answer. So the solution is done. And we finished. Okay? I hope you can see this video a few times till you get the understanding perfectly. If you find any point is not clear, you can give me your comment or contact me by email or by another way, and I will explain it for you. Thank you for watching, and I'm forward to see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.